everybody. And hello to everybody who's joining us via Zoom. We're so glad you're here. Like we always do, we are going to kick off our meeting with some time of gratitude. So if you've got a notebook and you want to jot down a couple of things that you're grateful for, if you don't have a notebook, you're just going to spend 30 to 45 seconds in a moment of gratitude, just being thankful for all the amazing things that we have to be grateful for. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to jot something down or to contemplate gratitude. Now I think more than ever it is imperative that we all take the time to spend it thinking of things and being mindful of things that we have to be grateful for, because there is so much, and it's good to do that. So let's take a couple of minutes for some bucket fills. I'm going to kick us off by expressing my gratitude to everybody that showed up for Red Bench today. It was a really great conversation. It was, as we said in the meeting, it was uncomfortable at times, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. It's about having conversations that matter. And so, Ronnie, we missed you, but we know that you're going to be with us next time. And I would just extend an invitation to everybody to just make that a priority. It's an important conversation, and I think everybody is learning things from each other, and I know I certainly am, and I would love to have this room COVID full. So does anybody else have a gratitude to share or a bucket fill? And did we have anything in the bucket?
There was one up there,
okay.
And it just says Paula and it has a smiley face.
Paula, oh, how sweet. So much to be grateful for with Paula. She is a wonderful human being. Does anyone have anything else they want to share?
I love the cool morning weather.
Yes.
And sleeping with the windows open.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Cool weather is coming. What? Okay. What else? What are the gratitudes? Anything else? Steve?
Well, I'm just grateful for a chance to get away for a couple of days. I went up to Duluth, stayed at the bed and breakfast, and relaxed.
So you're grateful for your wife, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got you away. She planned a trip for you to get away.
She planned it all.
Awesome. That's awesome.
She used to be a travel agent, so.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. Anyone else? Oh, yes. Marquez.
Jessica, being very helpful and doing a great job with PC training.
Mm-hmm.
I second that.
Yes. 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 And I'll just add to that, Jess is killing it. Sarah's doing a great job with growth coaching, and I'm loving the coaching that's happening amongst PC agents. Supporting each other and giving each other ideas and stuff like that. I really love that. It's cool to see. Anybody else before we move on? Okay, perfect. Well, we are moving on. Taylor is going to do coming soon and by your needs.
All right.
What do we got?
Let's see. See if it'll let me go right to it. Install our screen share here. Actually, it's right here. Okay, perfect. So we got a couple coming soons here. Michelle has 2 to kick us off. One on Friday, 450 in Burnsville, single family rambler, 5-bed, 3-bath. She also has one that came on yesterday, 259.9, townhouse, 3-level, 2-bed, 3-bath. Michelle here? No. Kelly, she's got one coming on, is that end of next week? Ish? Mid-month?
Don't have a date set, but
Mid-month-ish maybe. Just under 300, Rosemount, single family split, 4-bed, 2-bath. Anything you want to add to that since you're in the room here?
it's a great cul-de-sac location, quiet. Dad loves his neighbors. House is in good shape.
Awesome. Andrea has one coming on Friday, 275. East Bethel, single family split, 3+ bed, 2 bath. Steve, you've got a couple, mid-September 300, Lakeville, 2-story, 4+ bath, 4+ bed, 3 bath. And then another one, beginning of October, 325 in Burnsville, 4-level split, 4 bed, 3 bath. Anything to add on those?
The Lakeville one has got a tremendous amount of potential. Huge, in the back of a cul-de-sac, it's got a great, huge backyard. Great for kids to play in, dogs to
Potential as
play
in
in.
a flip or potential as in instant equity, both?
Uh,
Instant equity or good for a flip or both?
Well, he's doing a lot of painting and new carpet, but it's dated. So there's potential there. I talked to Colin about it.
Awesome. Tom, you've got one coming on Friday, 199.9 on Penn Ave, 2-story, 4 bed, 2 bath. Anything you want to add to that one?
No, I mean, it's great for first-time home buyers. Older home built in 1910, but in very good condition.
Okay. And then Tina, sorry.
Thank you. That's
Sorry,
what I
Tina. Sorry. Friday, 3:30, you have an awesome listing in Apple Valley. One of those rare one-level townhouses that always seem to be in need. 3 bed, 3 bath. Anything you want to add to that one?
Showing times are gonna be.
Okay.
Wow.
So call me if you.
We'll pray for you.
Awesome. Well, that's a great listing. Anyone else that isn't up here that wants to share coming soon? Listings are in hot demand, so make sure that you use this. And just a reminder, I post this on the Facebook group at the end of every team meeting. So let me navigate to buyer needs here real quick. We got a ton of them here. I'm not gonna take up too much of our time here in the team meeting. Make sure to reference these though. Match up if you got listings or if you can help people in any way, or if you have your own buyer needs that you want to put up here. But anybody that's physically in the room that has anything that they want to shout out. Tom, I see you've got one. Tina, I see you got a handful. Like, what's your biggest need or that you can help with as a group, if you've got one?
Yeah, I mean, probably my biggest one with the 195 townhome is they prefer an end unit. But FHA buyer, it's been a little bit of a struggle.
Okay. So and they're looking just South Metro up to 195.
Right.
Tina, anything?
My biggest one is going to be the single family. She has medical conditions where she needs like a 1 level, and we're having a really hard time finding it. She's got pets, so she'd like a fence. And yeah, no association.
Okay. No association up
She
to
would
4.
like a fence. And I talked to her about maybe getting a chair that can lift, so even if we could find a 2-story or something that wouldn't be, if it's gonna be a lot of steps, maybe it's just 1 set of steps versus like absolutely no split.
Sure. Okay.
That's the biggest.
That's your biggest one right now. Okay. Anyone else buyer needs that they want to shout out in the group?
Steve, I should talk to you. You have one.
Well, there you go. You guys can connect
Yes,
after the team
I just
meeting.
want to talk to you.
Sold.
All
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
So.
And then I did see any rentals in here. So I'll post all these though so you guys can reference them after the team meeting. And then let me go back to
Navigating.
so let me move this. All right, so we closed out the month yesterday. So put together some numbers for August, comparing our August most. Trying to do too many things here at once. Comparing August of this year to August of last year. So closed units, you guys are up 38% this last August. That was our third best record of all time, behind July and June of this year. So we're just kind of going in a row here. Closed volume, you guys were up 50% compared to last August, third best month ever. Listings taken, you guys were up 56%. So third best month ever. Listings taken volume, you guys were up 46%. That was our 5th best month ever. And that's in a really tight listing market, right? So that's awesome, you guys. Listings sold up 48%, 3rd best month ever. Listings sold volume up 59%. That was our 2nd best month ever. And then looking ahead, these are good things to see. Contracts written, we set our all-time company record in August, and we were up 50% over last year. And then contracts written volume, we were up 58%, which was also an all-time office record. And then the number that matters the most to you guys, right? Closed GCI, that's your money. That was up 47% compared to last August. Way to go, guys. Seems like every month we've been breaking records now, so keep up the awesome work. Any questions on this or anything that anybody wants to add? No?
And just remember, we have our numbers a lot faster than the association has their numbers.
A lot faster.
Probably won't even happen for the next team meeting, but as soon as they post the numbers, then we'll be able to compare. But you know, just if we're trending like we were last month, I mean, we're just head and shoulders above. This office is head and shoulders above the market, right? So so when you're telling the story to your clients, these numbers really matter. So
Yeah, when I get those, I'll post that for you guys in the Facebook group too.
yeah, that's a great thing to share with your clients. Put in your listing presentation and so forth. Awesome. All right, and keep in with the celebration. We love to celebrate when people cap and they're earning 100% of their commission. And these are our latest cappers. So we just want to do a big round of applause for Shannon, Herbie and Sarah, Chris and Tony. Always an exciting day when you flip over and you're making the whole check is yours to keep. Boom, that's so exciting. All right, and we've got some new faces around the Market Center. So when you see them, be sure to give them a warm KWPR hello. Stephen, Jen, Cassandra, and Haley are the newest agents to join our office. So welcome to all of them. And just gonna point out a couple of featured classes. So today at 12:15, so don't go anywhere after team meeting today. New construction best practices with Colin and Jason. I know the Hype Twins mentioned this in their Hype video, but this class is on the calendar because in a coaching session, I had an agent tell me that they really were a little rusty in new construction practices. And I've talked to other agents who are new in the business and kind of nervous about that conversation. So when you guys ask for something, we are listening, and we do, you know, we make an effort to get it on the calendar ASAP. So this is a class that is by request. So be sure to be here for that. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be a great class. So then next week we've got Profit Share with John Hoffmeister on the September 9th. Obviously the mega news is that Mega Camp is happening the September 15th through the 17th. So if you haven't registered, in fact, we're going to make it really easy for you guys. If you haven't registered for Mega Camp and you're excited to go, you can just put your name on the list, and we will actually register on your behalf, and we'll put the fee on the invoice. So the ticket is $119. However, if we get for every group of 16, we can buy a bundle of tickets to get agents the price, get it at $80. So I think that, I think that just with PC agents, you guys are really close to, how many did you get? 13. 13. So there are for sure, so the next 3 people who put their name on a list are going to get it for $80. And then we'll need to get 16 more people, which we will. So just put your name on the list. All right. So,
Melissa?
yes.
Tell us just, I mean, I know what Mega Camp is when you go to Mega Camp.
Oh,
but
yes.
I mean, how many hours a day? What?
Oh, perfect. Yes. Great point. Great point. In fact, I will post a video in the Facebook group because it will be happening digitally. That's a very good point. Normally we're in Austin eating barbecue, but we also had to pay a lot of money for an airline ticket to get there. We had to sleep in a bed that, you know, maybe had bed enough. I don't know. Don't get to sleep in a bed. I don't love thinking. I've seen too many of those, like, you know, expose shows where they're like, look what's in this room.
And
this, don't walk around. Bring me rum.
And don't say anything about 6th Street.
Well, right, exactly. So, so the really exciting thing about Mega Camp this year is that not only is it, about $700 cheaper than it would be, just for the ticket, but it's gonna be happening digitally, and if you think that this is just gonna be another Zoom meeting, you are wrong, and in for a really fun surprise, because KW is working with a company who creates digital experiences. So this is really, really an amazing experience. You're gonna be able to ask questions, you're gonna be able to engage with people, you're gonna be able to have a terrific opportunity for networking. And the other really cool thing is that normally when you go to Mega Camp is like TED Talks, so like 15 to 20 minute talks. Gary's interviewing the best of the best at whatever they do. So if I am an agent who made my business on open houses, and I have a track record of success, and Gary would interview me, and I would share all of my best secrets on how I get business from open houses. So it's action-packed, awesome. Gary has insisted that the agents who are, or everybody who's going to be presenting, he's insisting that they bring things that no one has ever heard before. He wants to be so wowed. He said that his whole goal is that everybody who participates in this will have 25 to 30 nuggets at the end that they've never heard before, that will absolutely, each one of them in and of themselves could radically change your business. So that's pretty incredible promise from Gary Keller. Yes, Chad?
So for those of us that are kind of ADD, right?
Yep.
So we go to goal, then we get 18 million things going on. What do you suggest, right? Is it just do business and you'll figure it out kind of deal, or pretend like you're sitting in Austin right now and shut things down and concentrate?
Well, you know, I was gonna say the other awesome thing about it is that you're gonna have access to everything for 60 days. So some people are saying, man, I don't know if I can give up 3 full days, because that's what it will essentially be. If you can't, you can watch it over the weekend or watch it on, you take Mondays off. Okay, I'm gonna plug in for 2 hours on Monday and watch these, a couple of videos that I wanted to see. The other cool thing is when you go to Mega Camp, sometimes a lot of the things all happen on the big stage and everybody sees the same thing, but some of it is breakout sessions and you gotta pick. And then you're like, you got that FOMO thing going on where you're like, no, but I want to be here. Well, the great thing is you can. You can watch this one and then you can watch this one. That'll be great. Yes, I would definitely recommend that you time block. Get into the momentum of it. We're planning some fun things here at the Market Center. So what's going to be imperative is that everybody has their own experience. So we probably will be doing Gary's vision speech live in the training room like we do every year. However, we're going to want you to have your laptop and for you to be having your own experience, but I'll be sharing, the screen, my laptop I'll be sharing my screen, just so that we can kind of get the feeling. And there are some really fun surprises and they aren't quite buckled down yet, so we will keep you posted on those, but you will be fed, you will have prizes, there will be a lot of fun and frivolity.
So is it like 8 to 5, 3 days, or?
Nope. I'll also post the calendar. If you go to kw.megacamp.com, it gives you the whole agenda for each 3 of the days. So, but I'll post that, or we can post it in the Facebook group.
Oh, I already did. And they also have, it's a platform, so you can sign up, you can say like what your background is, like how long you've been in real estate and what kind of things you do. And then the goal is that they hook you up with other people like that around the nation. And then it provides that, networking aspect to get more people involved.
Like I just had a coaching session with Joe Morimoto yesterday. He's like, I'm kind of thinking I'd like to practice on scripts for sale by owners. And I said, go to the Facebook group of Keller Williams and, find people. But this is another great thing. If you want to grow in a certain area, if you're like, I really want to break into luxury, or I really want to learn more about our short sales. If you put that in as an interest area, you're going to connect with other agents around the country who have similar backgrounds. It's just another feature of the platform. Yep. It's not Zoom. It's not Zoom, friends. All right. So watch the Facebook group for more information about Mega Camp. Then Jessica's got a class coming up, Networking 101. So put that on your calendar. And then Normally we would have team meeting, not next week, but the week after, but that's the week of Mega Camp. So we're gonna do a special meeting the week after, and it will be Mega Camp Mastermind. So, likely to be a lot of fun things happening on that day too, but that will be where we all share, hey, what were the 3 nuggets that you found to be the most impactful? And so we'll just be able to have that time to network with one another and share our big items of knowledge. Yes! All right, okay, what else is coming up? Well, agent speed dating or speed networking. It's not really dating, don't get any strange ideas. But what we found, last year we introduced this, or was it last year, or was it February?
January, actually this year. Actually this year, believe it or not.
Like so long ago.
January. But it feels
Roughly 700 years ago in February, we had this thing called agent speed dating. And what it was the newer agents and the seasoned agents were kind of on, you know, it was an opportunity for us to quickly have conversations with you know, people who've been in the business a long time, if you're new to the industry. And it was a great opportunity for people to get to know one another and to start to build relationships. So we would love to see all of you there on September 30th at 4:30. We'll be here in the training room and probably be a lot of other fun things happening then too. And then Dave Jinks, if that name isn't familiar to you, I'd be surprised, but if you don't know who he is, this is a great chance for you to get to meet him. He is a pillar within the KW community, and every time he teaches a class, it fills up because he is just so knowledgeable, and he's going to be teaching a class for us. Why list with me? This is the time that you've got to get listings, right? Like listings are leverage. Listings take less time. Listings lead to more listings. Listings are where it's at. So Dave's going to be teaching a class on September 24th at 1 o'clock. It'll be a 90-minute class, and the Market Center is paying for that for you guys. So this is no cost to you guys. So put that on your calendar for sure. Okay, one of the Hype Twins is here to share some things. So come on up.
So I'm so pumped that a lot of you have.
Oh, good. I was wondering.
But yeah, your Hype Twins are here. We're so pumped that you guys have plugged into the Tuesdays at.
So people can see.
Oh, I don't want to also
Up there. Cover. That's on the Zoom.
Well, you should know our voices because you should be on Tuesday at noon every day, or every Tuesday. But we're super pumped that you guys have plugged into our live streams on Facebook on Tuesdays at noon, and we found a lot of engagement with those, and we just found it fun. Obviously, because that's a reason to be ridiculous and hype stuff that's going on in the office. And so, because of that, we are going to completely take an overhaul on our Instagram page. And our vision for this is that this page is something that you can be, you know, looking at as an agent. Hey, what's going on in the office this week? This is also something that you can be like, find content to maybe share with your clients. So we've got a post going on Friday that's going to be some COVID-friendly Labor Day plans. And we also want this to be a space for if you're talking to different co-op agents who are interested what culture and life looks like here at KWPR, this would be a great thing just to tell them, hey, follow us on our Instagram page and you can see a little bit more about our office. Yeah. And we've got a whole calendar for the entire month of September of content that's going out. And
yeah. It's gonna be, we've got lots of really fun segments that we're gonna do. We're gonna give you guys the option to take over it for an agent takeover day in the life of an agent. Yes, Sarah, I love that.
I love Instagram.
Yeah. So a lot of people are on it. We're already late to the game, so let's like get the ball rolling here. But yeah, we're gonna give you guys lots of options. We're gonna be featuring you guys. We're gonna get your faces out there. We're gonna show them how much fun it is, and your Hype Twins will be behind it. So yeah.
Have your phones, take out your phones, follow KWPRMN. That is the account. So make sure KWPRMN is our Instagram account. So we better be at least, what is there, like 15 of us, 20 of us right now? So
yeah.
there better be at least that many more followers if you don't already follow us. So.
Yay!
Oh yeah. And I just wanted to point out a new feature in our Friday email. We had heard
heard from some feedback from Town Hall about having more content to share with their clients. And so now I've kind of put it on my time block schedule every week to find content that I think, if I were an agent, this is what I would want to post on my Facebook page. So last week, found some information. Explore Minnesota actually came out with road trip bingo for Minnesota for this fall. So they have it designated per what part of the state you're in. So they've got it, southwestern Minnesota or whatever. They have all these different bingo sheets. And as you go to the different places, pictures and be a part of that competition. So I just thought that'd be a fun little thing if, your clients want something to do this fall that's COVID friendly. Go ahead and share this. And there's even a script in the Friday email about exactly what you can put in the description. So literally it's copy pasting the link, copy pasting the description, and you're good to go. So and there'll be new content every week.
Yay! How great is that? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Autumn, come on up and give us an update on transaction coordination.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank the agents that have put up with me learning using them. It's been 2 months now and we are now live. So anybody who needs my services, we are live. The biggest thing that I think has come out, especially this week, is that a lot of agents, new agents and older agents, seasoned agents, pardon me, they're still struggling a little bit with command, especially with getting their files uploaded for compliance, especially when you guys are so incredibly busy. So we are actually rolling out a both buyer side and listing side where I can help you get your documents split up, split up the documents, get them in there, get them submitted to the market center so that you guys can get paid. A lot of times that is the hard part for you guys when you're dealing with your clients. So if you guys are interested in that, I will be sending out an email, a couple emails over the next couple weeks with some rollout of that. And then also the contract and all the information on full transaction coordination services. So that's what I have.
Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate that. Yay! I hope you sense the theme here. Your KWPR leadership team is really here to make your lives as easy as possible. And so we take your feedback very seriously. And thank you for everybody that has shared, that has put ideas in the town hall survey. If you haven't had a chance to fill one out, the link is still on the Facebook group page. So thank you for sharing your feedback. All right, and just a reminder, you've seen this already, but Wealth Building Wednesdays is every Wednesday at 3 p.m. You'll get an email from KWRI, and it's just every other week. 1 week is a conversation, like today is going to be Erin Kaufman talking about tactics and how do you build profit share, and then the other week it's Jay Papazan interviewing somebody who's built an incredible profit share and what they're using that money for and how they did it and best practices. So that is today at 3 o'clock. So be there or be square. And we already talked about MegaCamp, but just as a reminder, megacamp.kw.com. That's where you can get the agenda, get more information, and I will be posting a video that KW created that kind of walks you through the digital experience. So I think that'll be really fun, so we'll put that in the Facebook group too. And what's likely to be the most exciting part of team meeting today is I'm going to be sharing with you an update on the telephone consumer protection. Yes. So exciting. How many know that you have to be a little bit careful about calling people who you don't know or texting people who you don't know? I hope that everybody would be raising their hand that yes, you do know that. What I'm sharing with you today and what you'll be getting, will be attaching the full act in the Friday email for your reading pleasure. But we really want to remind you guys and keep you protected that this is something that exists. It's rules that exist to protect consumers, and there are rules and regulations around it. None of it's new, but they are really cracking down on some of this stuff right now. So so we just really want to make you aware of it. So we're just going to go through a couple of things right here. What is the rule? It restricts telephone solicitations, and especially the use of automatic dialing systems or pre-recorded voice messages or texts. Use fax machines. Some of us are old enough to remember fax machines. All right, what does it prohibit? It's a federal statute that prohibits certain automated calls, texts, and faxes sent by telemarketers and others. We are not telemarketers, but sometimes we sort of, masquerade as if we are. So we have to just be really careful about that we're not calling people unsolicited. And then if we are, that we're just making sure that we've got a list and we're not calling people who are on the do not call list. So, this has been around since 1991. Some of you in the room haven't been around since 1991. But it frequently updates regulations to match changes in technology. So in 1991, I don't think people were texting, but now we are. So, all right, what's the difference between do not call and the Telephone Consumer Protection Act? It's the do not call registry is a specific provision of this bigger umbrella, which is the TCPA. And it created the Do Not Call Implementation Act of 2003. So we all are probably pretty familiar with the Do Not Call Act, and that is part of this bigger umbrella. And here's your compliance guide. Get express written consent. Keep your messages conversational. Use texting services that support local 10-digit long codes. Include clear calls to action, terms of service, and privacy policies. Support stop for opt-out, and maintain records for opt-in and opt-out with a do not contact list. And Twilio, which is built into Command, it's the texting feature of Command, which is going through, we've now got an enhanced partnership with Twilio, which will put it directly into Command. So if you haven't already gotten your Twilio set up, just hit the pause button because they're really, really close to just rolling out something that's going to make it a little bit easier. And so Twilio is a texting service that's already a part of Command, and so they are very they use lists that are scrubbed. And again, this is their guide: use calls to action, do opt-in mechanisms, and honor opt-outs. So they're already compliant. Any questions about that? If so, reference the guide that will be coming on Friday in your Friday email. Thank you very much. All right, productivity coaching update. Jess, you have something for us quick.
I do.
Okay, great.
So,
wow, that's fantastic.
So, yeah, we're doing great. I added everybody that's on the ALC and the investors of the Market Center to our Facebook page, the Productivity Coaching Facebook page, so that it's a great place for you guys to go and get more questions answered. And the other thing that I wanted to mention about MegaCamp is that if any of you know an agent that has done like three transactions in the past year or more, you can get them to MegaCamp for free, and then you can come for free. So it's a really great thing to share with them. I've been telling people, why would you not want to listen to Gary Keller, the visionary of all of real estate, right? I think any brokerage people would probably be like, yeah, sure, I'll listen to what he has to say. So, yeah, so really excited about that. And I have more, but I can't remember it, so.
Yay! Well, perfect. I appreciate that, Jess. And yeah, you know where to find her if you.
Oh, sorry.
So tell us more, Jessica.
So bad. Well, I sat down next to my daughter and she was like, it was me.
Oh, sorry.
So Olivia, this is Olivia, my daughter. And we go by Livy because otherwise people really get confused and they want to know why Olivia Manson is working on everyone's command. Right?
Yeah.
She's not. No. She's not. It's not happening. So Livy.
Wouldn't happen.
No, Libby will, if you'd like to hire her, she's $12 an hour. She's going to be here for the next 2 weeks because she does not have school, and it's better at our house if she's here and her sister is at home. And but then during school, she only goes to school 2 days a week, so then she'll be here. If you guys want to sit down and talk with her and see what she's done for other agents, I will say, shameless plug, she sent out a neighborhood nurture to one of Ronnie's clients. He had no idea. the client called him up and said, hey, you sent that email. He's like, what email? And then they were like, well, we think we want to sell our house. So last week, went under contract, they bought another house, and it was over $1 million in transaction. So
Hey,
there you go. So
all right.
that's how she can help you.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, we're always excited about leverage in Keller Williams, and so we love that. All right, here we've got a very special guest. I'm gonna hold on just a second.
Let's get you. There we go.
Okay, right, there we go. Can you see me? All right, perfect. Bo, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we are gonna turn up our volume.
All right.
Hold on just a moment.
Sure.
Is that as far as it goes?
Say testing, testing, testing.
Talk to us again, Bo.
Again, Bo. Can you hear me?
Okay, we got it as loud as we can make it. So thank you for being here, Bo, and we're excited to hear from you. Take it away.
Absolutely. Let me, is the volume okay? Because I can adjust my output volume.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right. We've all become Zoomologists, right? I mean, that's kind of the deal. Yeah. Hey, I love the fact you guys just like led with that Telephone Consumer Protection Act, right? A lot of folks make the mistake of putting that at the end. And boy, you brought it right out of the gate. And let me just tell you, my energy just went through the roof, right? I'm kidding. Don't tell anybody, well, the boat coach got on and he was making fun of the TCPA. No, that's not what I'm doing, right? Great job there, DNC, all that. That's a big deal. Well, listen, hey, Melissa, thank you again for the opportunity to spend some time with you guys and Zoom into your meeting today. So, hey, if you're somewhere and you can turn off mute and participate, right? Because of background noise, we'd love to have you participate over the next 2.5 hours that we're together. So, wait, Melissa, wait, it's not that long. Okay, all right. Well, let's just do about 25 minutes in. So here's the thing, guys. So understand this. When we're talking to a prospect, when they say yes or no, they might not really be committed to that yes or no. And when we really sharpen our closing skills, well, you know, what we're able to do then is we're that much closer to getting an absolute yes or an absolute no, okay? And here's the thing we got to remember. We're not really tied to that decision. Let me say that again. We're not tied to that decision. Our goal is to get them to make a decision, getting a yes or getting a no. Because we know every single day we've got a limited amount of time to do all the things that we need to do, right? And we've got to spend our time working with doing the most productive activities and working with the most motivated people. I mean, that's it. That's really what it's all about. And in today's market, here's what we know. We've got to close for the appointment. You want to talk about what the close is? What's the big close? The close is getting that appointment. That way, now, again, that might look a little bit different, right? In today's environment, it might be a video call, might be face-to-face. However, here's what Gary tells us. Closing, that's where the rubber meets the road, okay? That's where the rubber meets the road. And closing for that video call or that appointment, that's job one in any market. So let me ask you a question. So Melissa, so what are you guys doing out there right now? Is it mostly video appointments or face-to-face or a combo? What are you seeing out there?
Mostly face-to-face.
Okay. Wow. Excellent. Yeah. So you're still able to meet face-to-face and everything else like that. So here's what we got to remember. That question, what's the most important close when you first speak to a client? When you first speak with them, it's one thing, right? You got to meet, right? You've got to get the appointment, and you've got their name, you got their contact information, you called them, you connected, had a little bit of a conversation. There's only one thing left to do. That's get them set down to get them into an appointment, okay? Meet either digitally or face-to-face. And the first step's always the same, right? I mean, we've got to ask for the appointment, okay? And nothing happens if we don't ask. Now, we're going to circle back on that in just a minute, okay? So let me tell you a little bit about me. So been in real estate since 2010, late 2009. Before that, I was a mortgage broker, okay? Became a principal broker in a luxury new construction firm, and did that for a little bit, a couple years, and then started my journey with Keller Williams. I started as a team leader, became an operating principal. I've actually launched market centers in Ohio and Kentucky. And you know what? Let me tell you, it's like everything else in this world. When you surround yourself with great people, and you put great people around you and you get to work with them shoulder to shoulder every day, big things happen. So I'm always grateful for all those wonderful people I got to work alongside. And now I'm a MAPS Bold coach, right? Also an active real estate investor. And, you know, between my wife, Tara, and I, we have 6 teenagers. And, you know, so yeah, anybody got any of those good stories about them staying at home? Let me tell you, I get it. However, having the teenagers that are away at college, and they're like, hey, I was thinking about coming home this weekend. No, I think you can just stay there. Just stay there. No, really. Just how about a Zoom call, right? So, so anyways, let's dive in. Check it out. So here it is. So who's ever been told, you know, it's time to close them? Hey, you got to close. Remember, ask for the appointment, ask for the business. You got to close 5 times. Anybody ever been told that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so there's like 4 or 5 of you. Okay, well, the rest of you just try to play along and act like you know what we're talking about. So here's the deal. There's a reason for it. There's a reason we're told that, because at the end of the day, nothing happens, right, if we don't get that appointment. And here's the thing. People, they often, they talk in absolutes, and yet at the same time, too, they don't think in absolutes, all right? So is it okay, Melissa, if I share my screen?
Yes, it sure is.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. Okay. Okay, can everybody see the decision continuum?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So so this comes out of the shift book, right? We also talk about it in bold, all right? So here's what we know, okay? People have got a tendency to say no before they say yes, right? And that's okay, because see, the important thing is we've got to understand that there's a science behind that, right? And it's called the decision continuum. And what we can see is we all experience it. And when we look at this scale, this sliding scale, we can see that on one end is absolute no, on the other end is absolute yes. And then you got maybe, on the fence, all those different places that we've been. And now some folks, some salespeople, no one on this call, actually sometimes here's the person they're talking to say no, and they go, okay, well, hey, you know what? Thanks a bunch. That's it. And they're out, right? And that's not what we do. So let me give you a little illustration that I think will kind of ring this home for you. All right. So I told you I've got a house full of teenagers, right? So here's what I've got. I've got 19, 18, 18, 18, 15, 15, and 14. 4 boys, 2 girls, 1 set of twins. Okay. Now, before your mind starts racing, we're a blended family. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. They get this. I mean, all right, let me ask you. So how many of you on the call today, how many have a teenager in their house?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me ask this. How many of you know what a teenager is? Quite a few again. All right. And this usually gets everybody. How many of you in the room have ever been a teenager? Okay. So everybody, right? So you guys know exactly where I'm at, right? It's just like this. My daughter Gabrielle comes to me. She said, Dad, everybody in the entire school is going to this party after the football game. I'm like, no, I don't think there's a reason to go. And then what's she going to do? Well, Dad, you don't understand. And it's going to come. They get this. They understand that every no is not absolute, and they know they can move us. And if you've got teenagers, you get it, right? So we got to know this too. We got to understand people aren't committed to the words that they use, right? They don't really, sometimes you don't really know where they are in that continuum. We got to know this though. Every no can become a yes. And we've had this happen too. Every yes can become a no. How many times have we not set the right expectation, and then a little bit farther along the process, something comes up and we get a no? So don't be attached to their decision. Your goal, again, as I said, is to get them to make one. And our goal is always to get motivated and energized buyers and sellers to meet, okay, to meet with us face to face. And if they're not going to meet, we put the brakes on. It's not time to start selling. It's time to start closing for the appointment. That's our singular focus at that point. Okay, that's a red flag. When they don't want to meet, that's a red flag. So let me ask you a question. So I'd love to have some of you come off mute. So what do you say? What's your go-to script when you're speaking to someone on the phone, you've reached out, you've made that initial contact, and you're closing them for an appointment? Who'd like to tell us, who'd like to share with us that magical dialogue that they have?
Anybody in the room have? We got some shy people, though.
I know, my goodness. Wow. Everybody was jumping in on that the telephone consumer protection. Everybody had lots to say.
Oh, I know. The top
wow. You know, I felt like I was bringing a little bit more than that. So, you know, so think about it. What do you say?
You just have to ask. Would you like to meet? Okay, great. How about next week at 1?
Yeah, okay. The direct approach. I love that, right? So it's time to meet. Let's meet. I mean, just be, and here's the thing, guys, I'm going to go over 10 closes with you, okay? I'm going to go, they're in the shift book, right? They come right out of the shift book, pages 101 and 102, okay? And here's the thing, there's lots of different closes, lots of different techniques that we can use in this situation. And I'm going to kind of roll through them. I'm going to dial in on a couple of them because I think they're the ones that I see used the most. And I think everybody's got their favorite. So the first one is what we just heard, right? Let's meet, right? Or maybe we serve it up this way. Based on our conversation, switch this slide out. Based on our conversation, our next step is schedule a time to, either get on a video call or meet face to face. Bam. And then we're going to move to the alternate choice technique. Okay. And I'm going to come back to that one. Soft close. I got a feeling a lot of us use the soft close. Hey, I've really enjoyed visiting with you. Would you like to get on a video call to discuss this further? Would you like to meet face to face and talk a little bit about your next home? Some of us use that. It's a little softer. And here's the thing. It's not about hard or soft, one's good or bad. That's not what it is, because we know our customers and we know what we're going to use, and we're going to know what's going to get us the results we want. You got the direct close. Someone says, sure, yeah, let's meet. Well, can we meet today? If they say yes, then we're going to use an alternate choice technique on them, right? Would 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock work better for you? Okay, so keep that one in your mind. The indirect close. Would it be okay if I got you some information to look over and then we can meet and discuss it a little bit further? So there's the indirect close. I'm asking them to meet, and yet I'm coming with a little softer approach. Okay, trial close. Now, have we gone over enough in our meeting? Have we gone over enough in our call today that a meeting would be our next step? It's trial close. Now here's the other thing. The trial close, that's one of those things that you can use to future pace your people too. Well, when we sit down and discuss this further, right? When you buy your new house, when you move into your new house, when your house is sold, when we go to the closing, everybody see where I'm going with that? Future pace them, right? Use the assumptive technique, and that's actually the next one, right? The assumptive close, you can roll this in with anything, right? It sounds like we should get on a video call. I'm available most times this week. What works best for you? And again, assumptive, when we list your house, when we find you the right house, all those things. Positive, negative close, okay? I'm gonna slide behind. The positive, negative close, right? Would you be offended if I asked if we could meet and go a little bit deeper on this? I mean, think about that, right? And here's the thing. You can use this one to overcome objections. When someone says, well, you know what? Hey, Bo, we really enjoyed, this information today. And gosh, you know so much. You're the smartest real estate agent we've ever talked to in our life. And, here's the thing, though. We're just not really ready to make a decision. So we're just going to kind of wait right now. We're just going to wait. We're going to sit tight. We're going to sit tight. Well, here's the thing. Here's the question. Well, let me ask you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, would you be offended if I asked you why you need to wait? It's a great question, right? Mm-hmm. Ask them, because they're going to tell you, okay? And that gets back to asking for the business more than one time, right? The take back close. So, hey, I've really enjoyed visiting with you. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I can help or not. However, I'd be honored if we could sit and meet or possibly get on a video call and discuss it a little further, or find out where we are, okay? So, that's the take back close. So we're pulling it back. And then you've got the tie down close. We know the importance of tie downs, don't we? We know tie downs are a great tool when we use them. Isn't that right? Did you see that? Did you see that? I mean, how clever is that? See how I worked it right in there? Gosh, you guys are killing it here today. All right, so hang with me now. Hang with me. Number 9, the tie down close. Would it make sense for us to meet the next day or so? Don't you think? Or you can say, hey, based on the time frame that you gave me, our next step is to meet. Wouldn't you agree? We're nailing them down. And again, guys, remember, this is the close. The close is everything. We know, hey, NAR numbers tell us that like 85% of the time, we close the appointment when we're face-to-face. That's like the 80% is like the average, okay? So keep that in mind. So if the average out there nationally is 80%, should we be spending our time finding as many appointments as possible? I don't know how it is in your market, Melissa. In Lexington, Kentucky, which is where I'm from, which is where everybody I know on the call really wants to live, and that's okay. Come on, we got room for you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. In our market, you put a house on the market, it's gone in a day. Is that happening there?
Yep.
So what should we probably be spending every single waking hour doing?
Getting listed.
Looking for them. There you go. Yeah, because it's like get a listing, get a check. I mean, that's really what's going on out there, right? Just think about that. If you're wondering what you need to be doing today, find a listing, right? And then make sure you always abide by the Telephone Consumer Protection Act and the do not call it. I'll work that in there again for you, Melissa. See, the Bold Coach, always working for you, right? Always working for you. Hey, so here's the next thing, the alternate choice close. Now, I'm going to take a few minutes on this one because this one shows up so many times, okay? Shows up so many times. So you're speaking to someone, it's time to ask for the appointment, and you say, what works better for you? Meeting today, sometime this afternoon, or tomorrow morning? Now, notice, every one of the questions I asked was geared toward getting the affirmative, getting a yes. Now, I gave them 3 choices. No was not one of them, right? Now, I like to boil this down a little bit farther and just make it really easy on them, you know, so that it's time to ask for an appointment. So let me ask you a question. Are mornings or afternoons better for you? They know the answer to that question like that, like that. There we go. They know it. They know that answer. That's not a hard one. Well, I work every day till 5 o'clock. It's going to have to be in the evening. Great. Okay. Well, would 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock work better for you in the evening? Probably going to be 7 o'clock after dinner. Great. So would 7 o'clock on Tuesday or 7 o'clock on Thursday work better for you? Oh, we've got Little League practice on Thursday, so it's going to have to be Tuesday. Great. So I'm going to see you Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Now, those of us that are utilizing a great system, that's a great time to transition into what? Our pre-qualification aspect of our call. Great. Well, while I've got you on the phone, I'm just going to take a few more minutes and answer a couple questions. That way, I'll be that much more ready when we meet Thursday at 7 o'clock. Does that sound okay? And then we get the affirmative. So guys, remember, here's the thing. The choices aren't yes or no. Okay? It's not yes or no. We've got to make the decision easy. And don't overwhelm them. So let me ask you a question. I mean, you've got that calendar on your refrigerator. I mean, anything over the next, 3 to 4 months where you think we could get together for 20 minutes? That's not going to go well. I promise you. There's going to be a lot of pauses there, right? Remember, it's morning or evenings, Tuesday or Thursday, 9 a.m. or 6 p.m. And what you want to do is, I think a great order for that is lock down the day, right? And then go, or lock down mornings or evenings, then lock down the time, then lock down the day. Then when you spit it all back to them, you can say Monday at 7 o'clock. And that's all they have to look at. That's all they have to look at, okay? So there we go. Now, guys, that's your 10 closes. Page 101 in the shift book. Pick out a few. That assumptive close, the alternate choice close, that's a powerful, powerful tool for you, a powerful tool. And it's going to make it super easy for them to answer. Because we're not giving them a yes or no, right? It's a yes or yes. So we're closing, all right? Now, so anybody, any questions on what we talked about? Or let me ask you this. What's something you've heard on the call today that you can implement right away? I think the volume's messed up again because I can't hear all these people that are talking at the same time.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of everything, just all of it.
All of it?
We're going to go visit page 101 and 102 in the shift and make sure we can be practicing those.
Yeah. And here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to find that alternate choice close, that's going to show up a lot. And we've got to do one thing. We've got to remember when we're doing our lead generation, when we're following up on a lead, when we're following up with a referral from one of our clients, and we guys, the goal of the call is to get them to make a decision and ultimately meet with you face to face, if that's what you guys are doing. That's it. It's not to talk about the market. It's not to build rapport, try to figure out what their hobbies are. It's to set the appointment, because once you have the appointment, you guys will nail it from there, right? We know this. So real quick, so as we wrap up here, so I asked Melissa if I could share a couple stats with you guys from our past Bold Pivot sessions this year while I'm on the call today. So here's the thing, guys. Biggest change in our last system, in our last session of Bold Pivot was we really got into seller listings, kind of what I was talking about. It's what we should all be really focusing on right now. We got into it right out of the gate, working on our presentation as well as how to find and secure listings. And we're keeping track of those numbers and everything else like that. Last 2 sessions of Bold Pivot, almost 50,000 agents attending the last 2 sessions. We're launching our next session in October. The agents that came to Bold Pivot, here's the deal. They, let me give you some stats. 14% more listings taken, 9% more contracts written, 46% more people added to Command, almost 80% more smart plans, 40% more opportunities, 133% more campaigns. Now, let me just boil all that down for you and make it real simple. At the end of the day, we're comparing the 50,000 agents that were in Bold Pivot versus the 100,000 agents that were not. And Bold Pivot was 4 weeks long, 4 weeks. Bold's normally 8 weeks, right? So when we talk about contacts, we talk about opportunities, smart plans, campaigns, guys, we're feeding our pipeline. We're feeding our pipeline. And, you know, mark your calendar, October Bold is coming. It's coming, and it's going to be here very, very soon. So let me do one thing here. There we go. All right. So it's going to be here soon, right? It's going to be right around the corner. Still only $99. We're going to have special guests on there, subject matter experts. Here's what we know, and you guys know this. Fundamentals remain constant, right? The fundamentals don't change. When we stray away from accountability and we don't let our mindset stay where it needs to be, our business is going to suffer. And all Bold does, all it ever does, is keep us in the best position to hit our goals. And October Bold puts us in the best position to hit the ground running for 2021, right? So, you know, any other questions on anything? You all saved them to the end, didn't you? I know that. That's all right. Go ahead. We got time. Anything? All right. Well, listen. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much. Oh, we got one.
Yeah, I think we got one.
Holy cow. Oh, my gosh. You know, if you ask enough times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for clarifying the tie down. I thought that meant I actually was just supposed to tie down my client and make sure they signed with me.
Right. Because you don't want me to have to drive across town and get ugly, do you? Yeah. You know, because I will come over there, and that would be, wouldn't it? Right? Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah. No, you know what? And here's the thing. You know, the great thing about tie downs are it allows us to check and see if we're tracking. It allows us to make sure that they're following along, right?
Yep.
There you go.
I agree.
I got that. Thank you.
I agree. Wouldn't you agree? Doesn't that sound right? That sounds fantastic. So, hey guys, listen, I really appreciate the time. Melissa, thank you so much for allowing me to spend this time with you guys. Hey, if you guys need anything at all, we're always here for you. Stay safe out there, stay bold, and we'll see you in October. Bye-bye, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is team meeting. So thank you all for being here, and make it a great day. See you guys.
Thank you.